Hi there, welcome back to the Radical Imagination. My name is Peter Morton and hopefully you'll have viewed the first video in this series. So you want to be a councillor. Video 2. Today we're going to take you through my experiences of standing in the parliamentary elections in 2016 and how I went about my campaign. So one of the first things that you're going to need for your campaign is information. Information can come from various sources. We can all have our own issues. Currently, I have issues with failure in access and failure in accountability. Your issues may be different, maybe similar, maybe much simpler. But either way, the starting point is speaking to everyone that you can. The more you speak to people, the more you will understand, the more you learn. It's that learning and that sense of achievement that's going to sustain you through the whole process. Failure is not something to be feared. Failure is something that as human beings we have to experience. So when you're communicating with people, just speaking to them in the street, you will develop ideas and you will take these ideas forward. Some of them may fail. Failure is a good thing. Failure is what allows us to understand what we need to do, not what we want to do or what someone else is directing us to do. During any campaign, there will be points where you'll feel low because you didn't achieve what you wanted to do. And that experience of the failure is what you need to understand the process and to understand what you do next. So once you get past these stages, it allows you to see what your next steps should be, because you now have hindsight, you now have a bit of experience with the administration or the simple interaction with the community. This can make you more sympathetic to listening to people. Having achieved the same levels of failure or denial or whatever the issue is that they've experienced, it allows a common ground to understand and give you confidence that you're speaking about the right issues, that these are the issues that affect your community. So when you speak to the community, you will find that there are a lot of information contained within people's heads, and unless you speak to them, you'll never find out who's an expert in what field and how they can help you and how you can help them. Because this is a political process is about passion and understanding. It's not about rules or regulations or qualifications. It's about putting a bit of yourself within the process and allowing other people to recognise that what you're saying is what you believe, it's not what you've read in a book. When you can have some concise statements about what you're trying to say, at that point you want to create some advertising. That could be as simple as some posters put in the shops. Now you can go around charity shops and they're quite keen to help their local community. You can go to the food banks and understand how you can interact with the masses of the community that are now having to interact at that kind of level. One of the things that drives the fear of failure is your own situation. Now my situation the disadvantage of being disabled and in a wheelchair was quickly turned around, because the first thing that I did was covered the wheelchair in livery, put posters on the chair, used the chair as a means of communication, put lights on the chair to attract people's attention, used the chair to highlight the poor access to even the counting house at the completion of the election process. But these are not things that put you off, or these are not things that should be seen as a disadvantage. For every disadvantage, there is the same word within it, advantage. You can turn it into an advantage. I tried requesting information from the Justice Directorate, and the resulting communications applied a label to me. So at that point, I decided the only thing to do was show the disregard of the Justice Directorate for the process of law. So therefore I put a large poster on the back of the chair that indicated the failure by the representative of the Scottish Government's legal department. Again, disadvantages, people will use them against you, but it becomes an advantage because the very fact that that individual labelled me allowed me to stand up for other people who are being labelled. My personal situation, I have an issue with my landlord and the property does not meet the building regulations. So therefore I went and spoke to some of the other groups in the other areas to find out how they were trying to tackle their particular issues. But the biggest hurdle that you'll have is their own pressures that exclude them from thinking about some of the issues. People are weighed down with responsibility and issues of their own personal space. So you need to be aware of the pressures on people's time and point out as best you can how the issues directly affect them and what they can achieve from it in supporting your cause. So that is a major consideration when you're trying to build support. So when you get round to having a public meeting, make sure that you have these points in mind. As you go through and gather information, the language that you will gather the information in is not an appropriate language to use in day-to-day. So try and translate it into your own language that people on the street will understand. We don't need to follow a pattern. We have our own language. We know how to speak to people on a day-to-day basis. We do not need to use constraints that should never have been there in the first place. Speak from what you think. Don't speak from a textbook or a party political line. We don't have to do that. We can speak as a Scottish person, as an English person, as a worldwide citizen, whatever you are. You do not need to fall into the structure of their language. Claim back our own language. As an independent, there will be no campaign managers and financial support from the central party headquarters. So it is important that you manage your interaction. But there are also agencies like Inclusion Scotland who, for a disabled person, can provide third-party assistance. Why don't I just run through? So in summary, get your information together and start talking to people about what the information that you need for your campaign, whether that be housing figures, benefit rates, whatever it is that you feel passionate enough to contribute to. Make sure that you plan the times when you're going to be at places to ensure that you're not causing a problem, but also that the people that you particularly want to speak to will be present. Keep interactions in a diary, allowing you to understand what your progress is. So be systematic. Try and measure things. That'll allow you to see whether they're achievable. Then you can take that forward and start trying to repeat it with the other people that you're communicating with. Get out, be public, be seen. So I would hope that would have been at least informative, if not directly helpful. And what we're going to cover in the next video is what to look out for.